One of my mentors said something the other day that really sort of struck me, hit a particular chord with me. And what she said was, old realtors don't retire. They just die. And it struck me because, prior to having made the move that I made over to eXp, that is how I looked at it. I mean, I didn't look at it like I'm going to die. I didn't look at it like, but I certainly didn't have a retirement plan. I didn't have an exit strategy. I didn't have a built-in way that I could count on to provide for myself and my family when I was done slinging houses. For most realtors, when they sell their last house, they're done. They got to rely on either the real estate that they own or some other way to get it to work. But I had spent more time thinking about how I was going to survive the zombie apocalypse than I did how I was going to retire. So if you're interested in having that conversation, let's get together, because it is really quite doable with eXp. Look, why I came over is this. This is the math that had me come over. When I look at what it's going to take for me to retire and be comfortable in retirement, it's going to take me about, somewhere around $200,000 a year. Somewhere in that neighborhood. If I could bring in $200,000 a year of income, my wife and I, if the kids are now taken care of because I'm retired and they're both out of college, and that's good, I could live somewhere for $200,000 plus a year. That's reasonable for me. All right, whatever that number is for you, you got to do the math. But for me, to get to $200,000, I would need somewhere in the neighborhood of $5 million in the bank at 4% interest, because I'm always super conservative. But 4% interest would give me $200,000 a year, but I need $5 million to be able to just generate that level of interest. If you get better interest, maybe less, but do your own math. In the meantime, where am I going to get $5 million? I don't have that. It's not going to happen. So my automatic way of thinking is don't think about it, okay? But that doesn't really particularly work. So when I heard about eXp and the opportunity of eXp, I really did hear this math was really workable, because if I can have over the next 3 years, bring on 10 agents. Okay, 10 agents over 3 years, about 3 a year. I'm on track for that now. I'm in year 2 and I've brought over 6. It's right on track, okay? Not a big deal. Not like I'm not a recruiter, but bring over 10 people in 3 years. Good. I could do that. That's $28,000 a year in income. Is that enough? No, it's not enough to live on. It's enough to pay my current mortgage, but that's about it. Not much more than that. Okay, that's cool, but still, it's better than a kick in the head, right? It's $28,000 a year. But then over the following 3 years, so I get those 10 people on. Now over the following 3 years, I work with those 10 people for them to bring on 10 people, for them to build a retirement plan, for them to build an exit strategy, for them to build their own equity and their own agency in life. So they each have 10 people. When my 10 bring on 10 people, right? We have 10 new agents over to eXp. Now that's $320,000 a year for me. Even if I don't do a really good job and only half of them produce, or somewhere in half of them produce, I can see my way clear to my $200,000, even if they don't all produce, because those 10 underneath are going to start bringing on money. So it's a 5 or 6 year plan. It's not pie in the sky. It's not, oh my God, that's never going to happen. It doesn't mean I turn into a full-time recruiter either. It doesn't mean any of that. What it means is I don't have to sling houses till I die. What it means is my wife and I can retire in 6 years. What it means is I can go live on a beach and know that I have actually income coming in reliably for the rest of my life. That is a miracle. That doesn't even count on any of the stock, any of the equity that I'm building up with eXp. That is just literally me empowering other agents to actually have a life beyond slinging houses. That was the math that got me. I was like, that is great. And the beauty of it is it's completely valid and working out. I am on track for that. So if that sounds interesting, if you want more information about how that could work for you, hey, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to empower you to actually have an exit strategy and retire. If you're better suited or better set up for the zombie apocalypse than you are for your retirement, maybe we should talk. Let me know. Aaron Hendon with Christine Company at eXp.